Hey guys, it's your girl Shalae and I'm back today with another video. In today's video, we're going to discuss the emergency housing vouchers being cut, Section 8, rental assistance, Liheap. Guys, all these federal programs are running out of money and I'm talking about 4 years earlier, but I'm going to break this down because this affects real people, real lives, and you might even know someone that it may affect. So if you want to know what's going on with the emergency housing voucher program or Section 8, you already know what to do. Stay tuned. Your girl's got you covered. Now, if this is your first time tuning into my channel, hi, hello, hey, friend. My name is Shalae, and here on this channel, we discuss shopping, saving, and everything in between. I would love to have you a part of my internet family. Super easy. Click the black subscribe button down below, and you're in just like that. And while you're at it, go ahead and give me a like, especially if you love me bringing this content to you. Hey guys, so if I sound a little nasally or a little under the weather, that's because I am just having some seasonal allergies. But let's go ahead and kick things off in Michigan. What up, Big Gretch? Where they could lose 900 housing vouchers as cash runs out early. Y'all, thousands of families could be pushed back into homelessness. And nobody's really talking about this, right? The emergency housing voucher program, which was supposed to help people stay in their homes until 2030, the money is running out. And when I'm talking about fast, I mean fast, guys. We're talking about evictions, homelessness, real pain for our most vulnerable neighbors. So remember back in 2021, the government dropped $5 billion into the new voucher program that will help like folks that are at risk of being homeless or even if they're trying to escape domestic violence. It was supposed to be like a lifeline during the pandemic. But here's the twist. Inflation, rising rent costs, slow government response means that the money is running out early and is going to end at the end of this year. That is 4 years ahead of schedule. So in Michigan, it's about 900 families that are using these vouchers right now, but with no funding, that could go ahead and disappear. And the state's main housing voucher program, it has been frozen for almost a year and is waitlisted as well. So if these folks lose their vouchers, then it's basically nowhere for them to go, guys. But not only is this happening in Michigan, it's happening all over the country. In New York, they have 7,700 households that are at risk as well. Now, New York, they got most of the emergency voucher money than anyone in the entire country, right? People who finally were able to get out of shelters, they were able to get a place to call home because the average rent, just say like in Manhattan, is $4,500 a month right now. So where the heck are these people supposed to go? And it's not just the people that are being affected, the landlords too, because without these vouchers, they're not going to get paid. So it's just a lot going on right now. So what can you do? You can make some noise. You can share this video. You can talk to your state representatives. You can support housing nonprofits. If you know someone that is being affected, they need to contact their local housing authority to see what other options are out there. Because, guys, this is supposed to end at the end of this year. But also, we have this going on in Texas. Now, in Houston, the Houston Housing Authority, they ran out of money as well. So they literally had to pause their entire voucher program that, hey, people who have been waiting years to get help with rent, now they're stuck in limbo. And we're not talking about like a few people. In Houston, it's 19,000 families that rely on the Section 8 program, but thousands are more still are still waiting as well. So a recent investigation was done and they found that there was serious mismanagement at the housing authority. The Houston CEO stepped down and now they're trying to clean things up with new leadership, but that doesn't help the people who need assistance right now. But like I said, guys, this is part of a bigger national issue right now with federal housing cuts, underfunded programs. It's happening in multiple cities. Houston is just the latest as well. The only options that I've seen really that's available right now for like Section 8 programs, if you are a veteran, which you guys know I am a veteran, they have a program called VASH, which is Veterans Affairs Supportive Housing. They still have funding that's available. You could call like your local VA and you can ask about that as soon as possible. And then there's some properties that have very limited number of vouchers as well. But I'm telling you guys, like there is not a lot of money that is still letting just still out there. And Houston is like one of the examples of how like federal housing cuts, they're just hitting real people. But speaking of cuts as well, let's not forget about Liheap, guys. The Trump administration, they shut down the Liheap program at the federal level. You guys know the low income energy assistance program that has been like a lifeline for over 6 million Americans. It helps them like pay their heat in the winter or even stay cool in the summer. Well, even though I wasn't talking to you guys, on March 31st, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, they fired the entire staff that was running the program. There was no warning, there was no heads up, none of that, right? So now places like Vermont, where the winters are brutal, they are left scrambling on what they can do. And then we have like Senator Bernie Sanders, as well as other lawmakers, they're demanding answers. They say that the shutdown was illegal since Congress already had approved the funding for this year, but LIHEAP is still active in some states. I know, like in Pennsylvania, and local offices, they're doing their best to keep services running, but you might see delays or even temporary closures in certain areas. For example, like in Florida, the Department of Commerce, they continue to go ahead and administer their LIHEAP program through their local agency providers. But due to high demands and funding constraints, some of the local agencies, they have temporarily closed down like their application portals to process existing applications. So if you know someone who is still struggling like with their energy bill, we're coming up on cooling assistance, they need to go ahead and contact their local LIHEAP office to find out what funding is still available in the area as well. Now, I talked about that there being like few vouchers in LA. If you are a fire survivor, they are still giving out priority housing vouchers as well. So if you're still struggling to find a home after the January wildfires, you still can apply for a fast track housing voucher. The Los Angeles County Department Authority will start taking applications, or they started taking applications on Friday. They had initially 50 spots that were open due to the Department of Housing and Urban Development. They gave permission to give out 50, but then I think they were going to award up to 300 housing vouchers. I just checked the website like a few minutes ago, and the website was still up that they had not hit the amount that they needed as well. So you do have to be able to prove that you lived in an affected area as well of the fires, that your former home was left uninhabitable as a result as well. But the county's online application portal, you can go to HARP, lacda.org, and go ahead and fill out the information. But it's either 50 or 300. But guys, so much is just changing right now under this administration. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about the emergency housing voucher that was supposed to help you get a home quickly? That funding being cut out at the end of this year. What do you think about the LIHEAP funding? It's available for now, not in all areas, not in all states. You have to contact as well and see. And then what do you think about the Houston Housing Authority, where the CEO has mismanaged the funds and now they don't have any funding in Texas? And like I said, if I didn't mention your area, I'm sure that there's problems going on with programs in your area as well. But let me know all the things down below. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, grab you some Amazon Prime, and I will talk to you later, Gator. Bye.